of the ANC Women's League, which has been at the forefront of this fight. And once again, we applaud women. Now, another important task that we do have in 2026 is to build a South Africa that belongs to all through the national dialogue, but also through the commemoration of the 30th anniversary of our Constitution. The Freedom Charter, which President O.R. Tambo characterized as setting out the sum total of our aspirations and the road towards a new life, remains the ANC's lodestar. The Freedom Charter laid out a vision for a non-racial, democratic, and just South Africa. It became a moral and ideological foundation for the anti-apartheid struggle and later influenced our country's constitution. As acknowledged in the January 8th statement, the Constitution is both revolutionary and transformative and advances the objectives of the National Democratic Revolution. Firstly, with regard to building a South African nation united in its diversity. And secondly, to build a democratic and developmental state that meets the needs of our people. And thirdly, to build a transformed, inclusive, and thriving economy that works for all South Africans. And finally, to build a united, non-racial, non-sexist, and democratic and prosperous society based on the best of human values. So therefore, as we celebrate the 30th anniversary of our Constitution, we must use this opportunity to link the promotion of constitutional democracy to the defense of the values such as adherence to rule of law and the promotion of social and national cohesion. The national dialogue process will bring all South Africans together to discuss the challenges our country faces and will help in defining a common vision of a shared future through the crafting of a compact. We need to make progress with regard to renewing the ANC. The ANC can only be able to achieve all these tasks if it is renewed, but it can only do so if its own renewal is visible and irreversible. The ANC's January statement is correct when it says renewal must be both personal and organizational. As individual members, we have both rights and duties, and chief amongst those is to always represent the best values of our movement. And this requires each and every member to show in their own daily lives and in interacting with society that they live according to the principles that they have embraced as members of the ANC. Organizational renewal is an ongoing process that continues to show variable progress. Unless we deepen and accelerate this progress across the ANC and the Alliance, our organization will definitely perish. The ANC must continue work to deepen political education across the organization as this builds and enhances leadership and governance capacity at all levels. Holding elected leaders, public representatives, and employees accountable must become even more entrenched. This is why continued adherence to and enforcement of the accountability framework that we adopted in 2025 is important. Crucially, we must enforce principled and predictable consequence management for non-performance and conduct. What this should mean is that if we are given tasks and we don't perform those tasks, in my book, there's only one way to deal with this. You either do what you are meant to do or you move out so that others can do the task. It's a simple one. As reiterated by the 2022 National Conference and reinforced by our recent NGC, the ANC must once again become rooted amongst our people. We must specifically eradicate the social distance between the ANC leaders and people who are that we are meant to serve. To do so, the January 8th statement sets out the task of rolling out a nationwide campaign to rebuild every branch into an activist branch. And part of this campaign involves widespread community engagement to solve community problems and promote community development and safety. And when you think about this is quite a simple thing to do. I saw it at close range in Northwest with one branch, Ward 21, where these comrades in a branch are so deeply entrenched and involved in the life of the entire community, where the ANC is clearly seen as the leader of that community, where even members of other parties acknowledge that the ANC leads, because whenever there's any issue to be addressed of a community nature, including a family nature, the ANC is the go-to organization. The ANC leaders are the go-to leaders. If a woman is raped, they are the first to be there, to console, to take action to see that there is a report to the police and the perpetrator is handed over to the police. If there is a death in any part of the community, they are the first to arrive to give assistance. When the schools open, they are the first at the school to assist children from indigent families. When a family cannot pay electricity or water, they are the first to get involved, to assist that family to get on the indigent register. When there's a pothole in front of a particular house, they are the first to go out there and ensure that the pothole is closed. When companies in the surrounding area require people to work, they are able to put people on a WhatsApp group and say, there are jobs that are open and we want applicants to come across. So they work as an employment agency, they work as a funeral agency, they work as everything. And regular meetings are held. They hold meetings regularly with the entire community. And no wonder when elections come, that whole ward will be the very first to go and vote for the candidate that should lead them overwhelmingly, and they will vote for the ANC. That is the type of activist ANC branch that we want. And when you look at it optically, you find that it is so easy to do. The branch works as a cohesive unit. There's no factionalism. They work together. And yes, when elections come, they know who is the best, who can take the work of the branch or the ward forward. So that, comrades, is the type of ANC branch we must now all go out and build. And this is the year in which we can do it even more. That branch does not even need to do door to door, because the people in the doors just come to community meetings. That branch does not even need to go hailing or whatever. They have a network of communicating with every household. This is the way to build an ANC branch. Now, if you flash back to the 50s, to the 40s, the program of action that was crafted by our forebears mirrors precisely this. The M plan that Comrade Madiba engendered mirrors exactly that. And that is why during the 50s, we were able as a movement to reach high levels of activism, high levels of the ANC having an impact on the lives of our people. Let us yearn to go back to those days. Being engaged, comrades, in these community-wide campaigns will also allow greater opportunity to spread the message about the progressive ideas of the ANC. Renewal also speaks to renewal of the alliance, including bringing the discussion of reconfiguration of the alliance to finality. We are honored to have members of the alliance at this Lekgotla, and we will be hearing them soon. The ANC will, as mandated by the NGC, continue to seek to unite the alliance and develop a common approach. All ANC members will be required, as per our constitution, to campaign for the victory of the African National Congress in the forthcoming local government elections. That is what is going to be required. And on this issue, there should be no confusion. You are an ANC member, you campaign for your organization. There seems to be some doubt. Is there doubt about this? So all our energies must be geared towards defending, consolidating, and advancing the NDR, both domestically and globally. This naturally includes winning the local government elections decisively. And our other important, as I conclude, important task is to build a better Africa and a better world. The continent, our continent, that is, faces numerous challenges, not only with regard to conflicts that are continuing, but humanitarian crises are also getting worse. In the Sudan, due to the war, human catastrophe of an unprecedented nature is unfolding there. In Mozambique, due to the floods that are just causing a great deal of death and havoc, internal threats to the safety of the people of Mozambique in the northern part, in Mali, in Nigeria, they all remain. Our disputes amongst ourselves continue, whether it is in the DRC, in Rwanda, or Egypt and Ethiopia, over the Nile, and internal Somalian long-standing tensions, or South Sudan instability. All these areas of tensions are simmering and they require our attention. External interference is fueling these conflicts, not resolving them, all motivated by a scramble for the resources beneath the African soil. Military capacity on the continent is constrained, and this negatively affects our ability to find African solutions for Africa. Executive Committee of the ANC, the leadership of the South African Communist Party, the leadership of COSATU here present, and SANCO, the leadership of the ANC Women's League, the ANC Youth League, the ANC Veterans League, and the leadership of the MK Liberation War Veterans, the leadership and